my beloved child, please stop whatever you are doing. Silence the worldly distractions surrounding you and listen to me with the deepest, most quiet part of your soul. I need you to understand right now that this very moment, this exact message appearing before your eyes, has been placed precisely in front of you by divine timing, not by some random algorithm, accident, or mere coincidence. You are reading this, you are hearing these words, because heaven has actively moved something massive in the unseen spiritual realm to ensure that this profound revelation reaches you at the exact millisecond it was meant to. God says that a secret is already moving towards you, carried by powerful celestial forces. You cannot see with your physical eyes, but can undoubtedly feel in your spirit if you just slow down for a single second before morning arrives. Something meant exclusively for you, something that has been unfairly hidden in the shadows for far too long, is finally making its inevitable way into the light of your life. You may not currently understand how it will happen or why it took this long, but God says that what inherently belongs to your destiny can never be permanently blocked by any human hand or demonic force. And the divine secret you are about to receive has been waiting patiently in the heavens for the exact, perfect moment when your heart is finally strong enough and ready to hold it. God says this is the moment. This is the night. Do not ignore this profound feeling in your chest. Do not walk away from the screen. You are actively being prepared, fiercely guided, divinely protected, and spiritually strengthened for something that your intuition has sensed for months, but your logical mind has not yet fully understood. Your life has been surrounded by a whirlwind of chaotic energies, desperate prayers, silent tears, heavy disappointments, and near breakthroughs that have all intricately formed a complex roadmap leading directly to this very night. You may feel incredibly tired right now. You may feel deeply uncertain about your future, emotionally drained by the people around you, or completely confused by the sudden shifts in your circumstances. But God wants you to hear this loud and clear. Your profound exhaustion is absolutely not a sign of spiritual weakness. It is not a sign that you are failing or that you have done something wrong. Rather, your exhaustion is the ultimate physical proof that you have been fighting a massive spiritual battle, and it is a sign that your ultimate blessing is now close enough to physically touch. And tonight, before the morning light even has a chance to touch the sky and break the darkness, a secret will be delivered to you in a way you never, ever expected. God is whispering to your spirit right now, saying, "You have been patient long enough. You have cried in the dark long enough. You have carried the suffocating weight of other people's actions and other people's secrets long enough. Now, I am stepping in. And you must understand, my child, that when the Creator of the universe steps into your situation, absolutely everything shifts without warning, without permission from your enemies, and without delay. There have been quiet, urgent whispers about you in high spiritual places. There have been powerful intercessory prayers spoken with your exact name in them. There have been legions of angels assigned specifically to watch over your home, your mind, and your heart, especially on difficult nights like this when you feel an unexplainable pressure in your chest or a sudden heaviness in your racing thoughts. You might not always feel the comforting presence of God in your darkest hours, but I assure you, He is standing closer than the very air in your room. He is right behind your next breath, right beneath your beating heartbeat, and right inside the quiet, sacred moments of your solitude. Tonight, there is a monumental movement in the spiritual realm happening exclusively for your sake. God says this is not a random Tuesday or Wednesday night. This is a highly significant divine appointment, permanently marked on heaven's golden calendar and sealed in unbreakable spiritual ink. The secret that is currently traveling through the cosmos to reach you is not something small, trivial, or ordinary. However, I must also reassure you with everything in me, it is absolutely not something that will scare you, harm you, or bring destruction to your peaceful life. God says, rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are completely safe. You are fiercely protected. You are constantly watched over by eyes that never sleep and never slumber. Every single angel assigned to your life's journey is wide awake, on high alert, and spiritually active right now. You simply have to release your need to control the outcome, profoundly trust God, and pray to Him with a heart of gratitude, because this is the specific night when the hidden truth finally decides to track you down after hiding in the shadows for so many years. And God says that this specific truth is arriving with your name engraved on it. For far too long, you've been deliberately misled by people who expertly pretended to care about your well-being. You have been surrounded by individuals who expertly hid their sharp daggers and selfish intentions behind warm, comforting smiles. You have been deeply, agonizingly disappointed by people you trusted with your deepest vulnerabilities and your most sacred energy. But God says today, from His highest throne, no more. The cycle of deception ends tonight. He is aggressively exposing what desperately needs to be exposed, bringing into the blinding light what needs to be revealed, and completely clearing the toxic debris that needs to be cleared from your path. He is not doing this to hurt you, to embarrass you, or to break your heart again. He is doing this to completely and permanently set you free. Before morning arrives, a wave of pristine clarity will wash over your mind. Something that has been long buried under lies, manipulation, and silence will inevitably rise to the surface. It may come to you as a random message from an unexpected person, an undeniable physical sign, a vivid and prophetic dream, a soft whisper in your spirit, a sudden lightning bolt realization, or even just a sudden moment of overwhelming, unexplainable peace that washes over your entire body. God says the secret will arrive in the exact form meant exclusively for you, the exact form that your unique spirit can instantly recognize and understand without a shadow of a doubt. For far too long, the enemy tried his absolute hardest to confuse your mind and make you doubt your own sanity. For far too long, the people in your life severely underestimated your spiritual discernment. For far too long, people arrogantly assumed that you would never, ever learn the truth about what happened behind closed doors. But God says the truth has a miraculous, undeniable way of breaking through even the thickest, most heavily guarded concrete walls. And tonight is the night of that spectacular breakthrough. Absolutely nothing will go wrong with you in this process because God Himself is the one personally delivering this truth to your doorstep. And when God decides to deliver something to His chosen child, absolutely no person, no hidden darkness, no earthly fear, and no demonic delay can stand in the way. You might be feeling a very strange magnetic pull in your heart tonight as you read these words. You might suddenly feel highly emotional for absolutely no logical reason, tears pricking your eyes as your soul recognizes the truth of this message. You might feel restless, tossing and turning, wide awake at a time when your body is usually fast asleep. You might feel like the very atmosphere in your bedroom is shifting, vibrating with a new, pristine energy. God says that is absolutely not your imagination playing tricks on you, nor is it a mere coincidence. That is your actual spirit receiving the high-frequency vibrations of what is rapidly approaching. The divine secret is already moving toward you like a massive, unstoppable ocean wave approaching the shore. Even if you squeeze your eyes shut, your spirit can feel the mist of it. Even if you stay completely silent, your awakened soul is intensely listening to the sound of it approaching. You must deeply understand that God never ever reveals something to His children unless it is meant to fortify them, elevate them, and strengthen them for the next massive chapter of their lives. And this secret, my beautiful child, will not hurt you. It will permanently free you from the suffocating chains of confusion. It will definitively prove to you once and for all that God has been silently, carefully watching absolutely everything. He has watched the people who put on award-winning performances of loyalty. He has watched the ones who looked you dead in the eyes and lied without flinching. He has watched the cowards who stayed completely silent when they should have loudly defended your honor. He has watched the arrogant individuals who underestimated your intelligence and your grace. And He has watched the people who foolishly thought you were simply not paying attention. God says they all forgot one incredibly vital, dangerous piece of information. You are His beloved child. You are divinely chosen, heavily protected, and continuously guided by the Creator of the universe. You may have chosen not to speak everything you knew out of grace, but God is about to reveal absolutely everything you need to know for your ultimate protection. Tonight, your heavenly angels are standing closer to you than they ever have in your entire life. Archangel Michael himself is standing watch over your life with his blazing sword of protection, aggressively cutting through every single negative energy, every hex, every malicious intention, and completely clearing the spiritual path right in front of you. He is making absolutely sure that nothing harmful, nothing toxic, and nothing sent by the enemy can even come close to reaching you or touching your peace. He is actively making sure that every single lingering fear in your fragile heart completely loses its grip and its power over your mind. He is making sure that the physical walls of your home are entirely wrapped in a blinding, impenetrable divine light that absolutely nothing demonic can break through. God says you are safe. I want you to say it quietly to yourself right now, wherever you are sitting or lying down. I am safe. God is with me. Nothing will go wrong with me. You have survived nights that were significantly darker, colder, and lonelier than this one. You have survived massive, destructive life storms that were infinitely stronger than the temporary discomfort of this current moment. You have survived agonizing, world-shattering heartbreaks that absolutely should have broken you completely and permanently. But look at you. You did not break. You kept putting one foot in front of the other. You kept breathing through the unbearable pain. You kept believing in the goodness of the world. Even when your faith felt as thin, fragile, and easily torn as wet paper, you held on to it. God says that is exactly why this profound secret, this massive revelation, is being delivered specifically to you right now. Because you stayed true, you stayed kind, and you stayed pure, even when life did not feel remotely fair. And as the night deepens and the spiritual veil thins, this approaching secret is bringing with it the ultimate vindication you have been quietly begging for, preparing to unlock a door that will expose the final hidden truths of your past, setting the perfect stage for the breathtaking morning that is about to follow. Because the absolute truth of the matter is, if God had handed you this specific monumental secret a year ago, or even 6 months ago, it would have completely crushed your spirit. It would have derailed your progress and shattered your gentle heart into pieces that would have taken years to put back together. You must understand the profound, protective nature of the divine. For a very long time, God intentionally kept certain critical information hidden from your view, not to unfairly punish you, not to leave you confused in the dark, and certainly not to make you feel abandoned or foolish. He kept it hidden to fiercely protect you until you were genuinely ready to process it. He was waiting for you to build the necessary emotional armor. He was waiting for you to heal just enough so that when the truth finally arrived, it would not turn you bitter, resentful, or cold. He was waiting for you to reach a place of spiritual maturity where you could look at the painful truth of who people really are, and instead of asking, "Why me?" you could simply say, "Thank you, God, for showing me." That specific sacred time of preparation has now officially concluded. That time of divine readiness has finally arrived. Before the morning sun breaks over the horizon, something you desperately needed to know, something that has been quietly eating away at your subconscious, will come crashing into your spirit with absolute undeniable clarity. You see, there are people, specific situations, and lingering energies currently occupying space around you that you completely misjudged, simply because you looked at them through the lens of your own pure, trusting heart. You loved incredibly deeply. You gave of your time, your resources, and your energy so sincerely. You believed in the absolute best of people wholeheartedly, even when they were actively showing you their worst. You constantly made excuses for their terrible behavior because you could not fathom acting that way yourself. And though your beautiful intentions were entirely pure, God is gently reminding you tonight that not everyone around you carries the same pure heart that you do. Not everyone operates with the same level of integrity, loyalty, or empathy. God says He is exposing this hidden reality to you right now, doing so gently, but with an undeniable, sacred urgency, because He absolutely refuses to let you walk blindly into your massive new season of blessings while still chained to hidden deceptions. He will not allow you to carry parasitic relationships or toxic, draining environments into the pristine new chapter He has meticulously prepared for you. But I need you to listen to me very carefully. This sudden exposure, this incoming secret, is absolutely not meant to scare you. It is not meant to send you into a spiral of anxiety or make you regret your past kindness. It is meant to completely, unequivocally free you. It is meant to violently clear the debris from your path so you can finally run toward your destiny without tripping over hidden traps. It is meant to make your spirit feel significantly lighter, so you can walk forward with your head held high, completely free from the suffocating weight of prolonged deception. You are safe. God keeps repeating this specific phrase to your spirit tonight because He knows exactly how incredibly uneasy you have been feeling lately. He knows there were long, exhausting nights when your racing mind absolutely wouldn't let you rest, playing out 100 different scenarios. He knows there were cold mornings when your heart woke up pounding with heavy, unanswerable questions. He knows you have spent countless hours staring out the window, wondering why certain things in your life suddenly felt incredibly off, why certain people started acting completely different toward you without any given reason, and why certain strange, unexplainable signs kept appearing directly in your path, almost as if the universe was screaming a warning at you that you couldn't quite decipher. Heaven says to you today, this message tonight is not accidental. It is the ultimate, undeniable confirmation you have been begging for. It is the final answer. It is a profound divine whisper that echoes through the corridors of your soul, telling you that you were absolutely 100% right all along. You were right to trust your sharp instincts. Even when others called you crazy or overly sensitive, you were right to listen to your spirit when it told you to pull back and protect your energy. You were right to feel exactly what you felt in those quiet moments of doubt. The enemy tried to gaslight you. Toxic people tried to manipulate your reality and make you feel like you were the problem. But even if you didn't have the hard, physical evidence in your hands at the time, God says the evidence is rapidly approaching. Before morning, there will be absolute clarity. There will be profound, unshakable understanding. Something that has been incredibly unclear, murky, and confusing to you for months, maybe even for years, will suddenly snap into place and make perfect, logical sense. And the most beautiful part is this: when the brutal truth finally arrives at your doorstep, you will not feel a single ounce of fear. You will not feel panic. Instead, you will feel a massive, physical release in your body. You will feel a wave of relief so powerful it might bring you to tears. You will feel exactly like God has physically reached down and lifted a 1,000-pound weight off your tired shoulders, because He actually has. Heaven is actively sending you this secret revelation, not to terrify you of the world, but to abundantly bless you. God is not warning you of incoming danger. He is actively guiding you out of the storm and directly into unparalleled safety. He is not exposing someone's hidden wrongdoing just to hurt your feelings or break your heart. He is exposing their darkness to permanently protect your beautiful heart from future unimaginable pain. This profound message comes to you with divine gentleness, yet it carries a sacred, undeniable urgency. God says He waited to deliver this ultimate truth until the very second your spirit was fortified and strong enough to receive it without breaking. And tonight, you are more than ready. You are a warrior. You are a survivor. God is actively rebuilding the entire foundation of your life in spectacular ways that you don't even have the capacity to realize yet. I need you to look back at your recent life and completely reframe your perspective. Something you recently cried over, something you truly thought was a devastating delay, was actually God's fierce, uncompromising protection. Something you thought was a cruel, unfair rejection from a job, a person, or an opportunity was actually God's masterful, loving redirection. Something you thought you permanently lost and grieved over was actually forcefully removed by angels, so it could be replaced by something infinitely greater, more aligned and more beautiful. But your physical eyes could simply not see it yet. Before the morning sun arrives, a massive, critical piece of this complex divine puzzle will effortlessly fall into place. And the very moment it does, the chronic, gnawing worry inside your stomach will instantly disappear like it was never even there. What you simply could not understand before, what kept you up at night crying, will suddenly become crystal clear. This incoming secret will violently unlock a deep, profound healing inside of you that you didn't even know you desperately needed. Your guardian angels have been surrounding you, standing incredibly close to you lately, closer than they ever have before. Because of their intense high-frequency presence, you may have been experiencing strange physical sensations. You may have felt sudden, unexplainable chills running down your spine or tingles on your skin in a perfectly warm room. You may have felt sudden, overwhelming urges to drop to your knees and pray out of nowhere. You may have been seeing repetitive numbers, angel numbers, appearing constantly on clocks, receipts, and license plates, practically stalking you everywhere you go. You may be having incredibly vivid dreams that feel entirely too real, too detailed, and too colorful to just be normal dreams. You may be having sudden, brilliant thoughts or creative ideas that seem to drop into your mind completely out of nowhere, feeling like they were divinely downloaded straight into your brain. I want to reassure you, these are not coincidences. These are all absolute, undeniable physical signs that heaven has been aggressively preparing your physical body and your spiritual mind for what is coming. You are not alone in this transition. not even for a single solitary second. What is rapidly coming to you is not meant to cause you to shrink back in fear. It is meant to show you exactly how incredibly powerful and protected you truly are. God says that absolutely no weapon ever formed against you has worked, and absolutely none will ever work in the future. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. He is completely surrounding you like a fortress, actively shielding you from unseen attacks and covering your blind spots with His grace. And absolutely nothing will go wrong with you. Your life is rapidly entering a highly elevated divine season of abundance and peace, and you must understand that the enemy fully knew this. The darkness is always aware when you're about to step into the light. That is exactly why you have faced such sudden, chaotic disruptions recently. That is why you have dealt with incredibly strange, fluctuating emotions, unexpected financial or personal obstacles, and deeply frustrating moments of confusion over the past few weeks. The enemy threw everything he had at you. But God says all of that chaos was nothing more than a desperate, pathetic distraction meant to slow you down and make you quit, and it has entirely spectacularly failed. You did not quit. You kept moving forward, even when you had to drag yourself out of bed. You kept believing in the light, even when you were surrounded by pitch black. You kept praying, even when your voice was hoarse from crying. You kept trusting even when you had absolutely no physical reason to, and heaven always rewards that specific rare kind of unyielding faith in ways the mortal world simply cannot begin to comprehend. You may mistakenly think your quiet, tearful prayers went unheard because the answer didn't arrive the next day, but every single one of those desperate pleas reached the highest courts of heaven. God listened intently to your voice. God felt the agonizing depths of your pain. God saw the absolute purity of your heart, and though He purposefully did not respond immediately, He is now responding perfectly. There is a profound spiritual reason He says this secret will specifically come to you before morning. Morning has always symbolically represented new beginnings, fresh starts, divine resets, and massive spiritual openings. Before the new day physically rises, God will place something profound in your heart and your mind that will completely prepare you for the monumental, tectonic shift you are about to experience. You are currently standing on the threshold, actively stepping into generational blessings that were deliberately held back in the spiritual realm until this specific truth could be safely revealed to you. God absolutely does not want you to move into your next elevated level, carrying heavy bags of questions, doubts, or toxic confusion. He wants you to walk through those new, golden doors with absolute clarity, unshakable confidence, and fierce certainty. And this is exactly why He is revealing this life-changing secret now. It is perfect divine timing. It is flawless heavenly alignment. It is absolute spiritual precision. Because right now, someone or something is holding the final key to your closure, and heaven is about to force their hand, bringing the truth to the surface and permanently unlocking the floodgates of the ultimate blessing that has been waiting patiently for you on the other side of this revelation. The other side of this revelation. The other side of this revelation. Someone in your life, or perhaps someone from your past, has been thinking about you incredibly deeply lately. The Holy Spirit has been dealing with them in the quiet hours of their own nights. They have been intentionally holding something back from you, a complex emotion, a hidden truth, a long overdue confession, a sincere apology, or a critical, missing piece of information that would fundamentally and permanently change exactly how you view a certain situation and how you view yourself. God says this person's cowardly or confused silence has actually been actively delaying a massive component of your destiny. But heaven has finally stepped in, and the cosmic waiting period has officially expired. You will no longer be forced to remain in the dark, constantly second-guessing your own memory, your own sanity, or your own inherent worth. You will no longer be enveloped in a suffocating, heavy cloud of confusion, endlessly analyzing past conversations and strange actions that never quite added up. You will no longer question your own profound intuition because the physical, undeniable proof is rapidly arriving. God says He is bringing this absolute blinding clarity to you right now because He loves you entirely too much to let you spend even one more day wandering in the exhausting wilderness of someone else's deception, indecision, or fear. You must understand that there is also a massive, tangible blessing intimately connected to this incoming revelation. It is a profound, divine blessing that simply could not reach your physical hands until your spirit finally released the old, stagnant energy, the toxic emotional attachments, the paralyzing fears, and the comforting but incredibly dangerous illusions you are holding on to. When this secret finally reaches your ears, your eyes, or your screen, it will powerfully and violently shift something inside of you so deeply, so fundamentally, that the massive blessing directly attached to it will finally find its way to you without a single ounce of spiritual or physical resistance. God says you are actively entering a beautiful golden season where absolutely everything in your life will begin to align effortlessly, like a perfectly synchronized symphony. The painful daily friction you are so used to enduring is permanently ending. You will finally feel a profound, unshakable peace occupying the very spaces in your chest where chronic anxiety used to live and breathe. You will feel absolute, rock-solid assurance where there was once only crippling uncertainty and self-doubt. You will feel an incredible, supernatural surge of physical and spiritual strength where there was once only bone-deep chronic exhaustion. You will feel completely divinely protected in the exact places and around the exact people where you used to feel the most incredibly vulnerable and exposed. God says to your spirit right now, louder than the doubts in your head, you are safe. You are fiercely protected. You are constantly watched over by the Creator of the universe. Absolutely nothing will go wrong with you. Even the brutal, confusing, and seemingly unfair challenges you faced over these recent weeks and months were not accidents or signs of bad luck. They were all meticulously calculated parts of a much larger divine master plan designed specifically to lead you exactly to where you belong today. This is exactly why the Holy Spirit kept urgently whispering to your spirit in the quiet moments to just hold on for one more day, to absolutely not give up the fight, and to never, ever walk away from your faith, even when the night was at its absolute darkest and you felt entirely abandoned. Because the breathtaking, miraculous moment you are stepping into right now is the very reason the enemy tried so desperately to distract you, break you, and force you to surrender. The dark forces knew that if you just held on until morning, you would step into a level of power, peace, and abundance that they could no longer touch. The secret that is actively being delivered to you right now, before morning breaks, will permanently close one painful, agonizing chapter of your life and dramatically throw open the golden doors to a spectacular new one. Prepare your beautiful heart. Calm your racing, anxious mind. Take a deep, intentional breath right now and hold it for a second before completely releasing the heavy tension in your shoulders. Heaven is infinitely closer to you right now than you can possibly feel with your earthly senses. You are actively receiving divine intervention, unmatched divine guidance, and undeniable divine truth. Keep your faith incredibly strong and your spirit completely open to receiving. Something profoundly sacred is unfolding all around you in the unseen realm. A secret will arrive before morning. It will be gentle to your spirit, but incredibly powerful and entirely life-shifting. And the very moment it arrives, your tired soul will recognize its divine signature instantly. God is standing right beside you. You are entirely safe. Absolutely nothing will go wrong with you. Your spectacular next chapter officially begins now. My beloved child, just breathe for a moment and allow these sacred words to reach you exactly the way God intended, softly, powerfully, and directly into the deepest core of your spirit. There is a sacred, loving urgency in this message, not to frighten you, not to overwhelm your nervous system, but to permanently awaken something magnificent inside of you that has been waiting quietly and patiently for far too long. Tonight, before the morning sun ever has a chance to arrive and paint the sky, a secret is being prepared for immediate delivery into your physical reality. It is a divine revelation that carries the miraculous power to completely reshape your path, deeply soothe your wounded heart, and forcefully open heavy iron doors that have been securely locked for years. God is whispering to you softly, don't ignore this. You were divinely guided here for a profound reason. You were handpicked and chosen to receive this exact message because your soul is finally ready. God intimately knows the heavy, suffocating weight you've been silently carrying all these years. He sees the crushing, silent disappointment you never speak about to anyone, not even your closest friends. He knows the agonizing nights you lay awake staring at the ceiling, tears streaming down your face, wondering why certain painful things happened the way they did. Why certain people treated your pure, trusting heart the way they did. Why certain blessings felt so incredibly close, almost close enough to touch, only to slip through your fingers like water. I promise you, with the authority of heaven, absolutely nothing was wasted. Nothing denied to you was actually lost. Everything temporarily withheld from you was simply being meticulously preserved, upgraded and multiplied for the right, perfect moment. And tonight, God says that exact moment is rapidly approaching your doorstep. There is a massive divine movement happening all around you right now. You may not see it with your physical eyes, you may not hear it with your physical ears, but your spirit can undeniably feel the electric charge in the atmosphere. Something monumental always shifts in the unseen realm, right before it becomes a physical manifestation in your reality. Legions of powerful angels have been aggressively dispatched on your behalf. Crooked, confusing paths are being made permanently straight. Hard, stubborn, unforgiving hearts are being miraculously softened. Hidden, cowardly enemies who operated in the dark are being brought into the blinding light and completely exposed. Massive, intimidating obstacles are being effortlessly dismantled by the powerful hand of God. God is actively preparing a secret for you. Not a secret meant to confuse you, trigger your anxiety, or trouble your mind, but a secret specifically meant to bless you beyond human measure, to deeply uplift your tired spirit, and to accurately guide you into the most prosperous, peaceful season of your entire destiny. It will arrive before morning, and when it finally does, you will instantly understand exactly why the heavy, painful wait was so incredibly necessary. This secret is permanently tied to your ultimate, absolute healing. Healing from the sharp, thoughtless words that broke your spirit. Healing from the cruel, punishing silence that hurt you infinitely more than any loud argument ever could. Healing from the devastating betrayals that violently shook your trust in humanity and made you want to build walls around your heart. Healing from the dark, lonely moments that made you falsely doubt your own incredible, divine worth. God says you are absolutely not broken. You are beautifully, masterfully becoming. Every single crack in your fragile heart was never a sign of destruction. It was simply a necessary doorway for His miraculous, healing light to finally enter. Every single drop of pain you endured was not a punishment. It was the intense fire actively shaping you into someone significantly stronger, infinitely wiser, beautifully softer, deeply more compassionate, and profoundly more spiritually awake. You didn't lose anything real. You were simply being prepared for unparalleled greatness. Your guardian angels have been intimately watching the heavy burdens you've struggled with day in and day out. They have seen the bone-deep spiritual fatigue you've masterfully masked behind a bright, convincing smile. They have watched the massive effort you poured into toxic, draining people who didn't ever appreciate your brilliant light. They have witnessed the fierce, unwavering loyalty you offered to those who selfishly gave you mere convenience instead of true, unconditional commitment. God saw absolutely all of it, and now heaven is actively preparing to fully, abundantly compensate you. Not in the cheap, temporary, fleeting way the mortal world compensates, but in the permanent, magnificent, overflowing way that only God can. A divine secret is being written in the stars with your exact name on it, and it carries ultimate restoration, unprecedented favor, crystal clear direction, and absolute, unbreakable protection. God says to your spirit one last time tonight, you are safe. You are watched over. Nothing will go wrong with you. What is rapidly coming is not danger, it is brilliant, life-saving clarity. What is coming is not loss, it is perfect, divine alignment. What is coming is not fear, it is breathtaking, miraculous revelation. Your beautiful life is stepping into a brand new, golden spiritual timeline right now. And before morning, you will undeniably feel something in your spirit, physically shift a final confirmation, an undeniable sign, a sudden thought, a vivid dream, a random message, or a massive realization. It may be incredibly subtle, or it may be overwhelmingly powerful, but it will be yours. If you are ready to receive this secret and embrace your new blessing, type Amen.